Hello students, good morning. Welcome back again to yet another video of our chapter number 15, that is some natural phenomena. Now in our last video we learned about the phenomena of lightning and how does this lightning occurs, what are the process of lightning and how it affects our life and property also. Then we also learned that how we can protect ourselves from this lightning. So in today's video we are going to learn about the earthquake. What is earthquake, how does it occurs and how we can prevent ourselves from the earthquake. That all we are going to learn in today's video. So firstly, what is earthquake? Let us see the define of earthquake. Earthquake, it is nothing but the sudden shaking of the earth. Okay, shaking of the earth does mean sometimes when we are sitting, like recently also we felt some of the tremors. Okay, and these tremors, what we feel like the shaking, the earth plates, whatever the ground feels or seems to be shaking, this is termed as earthquake, the shaking of the earth for a short period of time. Now this earthquake occurs because of the shaking of the rocks which are present deep inside the earth. Okay, now earthquake, it is occurring, so it causes a loss of damage of life and property also, immense loss, that means a great loss of life and property. Now again, these earthquakes, whenever the earthquakes come, they bring another phenomena along with them, like a flood, landslides and tsunamis also. Now there are so many examples of different earthquakes that we have experienced till now, but we can consider the most destructive earthquake occurred in India, that was on 26 January 2001 in Bhuj district of Gujarat. It was the most destructive earthquake which in which a lot of people lost their life and property. Along with it, another example is of the earthquake occurred on 8th October 2005 in Uri. Yes, that is in North Kashmir. So these are the few examples which caused a tremor, a loss of great life and property in India. Rather than this, there are so many earthquakes occurring in different parts of the world also. Now, how does it earthquake occurs? For that, we need to firstly learn about the structure of the earth, how the earth is made up of, and what all reasons are there behind this earthquake. Now, as the structure of the earth, you can see in the figure, the earth, it is generally made up of three main layers. Okay, the core, mantle, and the crust. These are the three main layers of the earth. The crust, that means the outermost layer. Okay, and then the second layer, the middle part of the earth, that is the mantle. Now that mantle, it is the central region of the earth and it is made up of some dense rocks. That means when we go on digging, after digging a few kilometers, we will find a bed of rocks, a layer of rocks. Okay, now when we find this dense layer of rocks, that means we can say that that is the mantle part, that is the mantle region of the earth. After that, when we further dig or further move inside few kilometers, then we will reach to the core of the earth. Okay, so the core, that is the innermost layer, and it has many flat pieces of rocks inside it which are termed as plates. Now we all know that the earth, it is made up of so many several plates. Okay, and the continents, the plates which will make up the continents, they will be termed as continental plates, whereas the plates which are beneath the oceans, they will be termed as oceanic plates. Now what happens because of the convection flow? Okay, that is the convection flow of current, it is regularly going on in the surface of the earth. Okay, inside the core. Now because of the convection flow of current in the core and in the mantle, what happens, the crust moves on moving slowly and slowly, but sometimes due to this slow movement of this plates of the earth crust, it can lead to earthquake also. Now why do earthquake occurs? Okay, which are the two main reasons of occurring of this earthquake? Now this earthquake, it can occur because of the moving of the plate of earth's crust. Okay, that means the plates, the flat plates which are present at the earth crust, when they move, so because of that, the earthquake can occur? Now the first reason, that is the slide, the two plates, okay, the tectonic plates, when they slide over each other, at that time also the earthquake can occur. Secondly, when these two plates they come, when they move in the same direction, okay, then also this earthquake can occur. Like you can see in the first figure, the plates collide, okay, like when the mountains, the two mountain ranges, for an example we can take the two mountain ranges, when they are moving across each other or near each other, what can happen, whatever plates are there beneath these mountain beds, okay, these plates can come and collide with each other, and because of the collision the tremors can be felt. Again, when these two plates, okay, as you can see in the second figure, when the two plates, when they slide over each other, that means the gliding phenomena is also happening. Now we know that this earth plates, they are not always flat, okay, so there are some rough edges on the plates. Now when this rough edges of both the plates will come in contact with each other, they will again cause a tremor, okay, leading to the earthquake. Now what happens whenever there is a mild earthquake, after few days we will again experience the earthquake. Now why it is happening again and again? Now once the phenomena of gliding of these plates or collision of these plates has occurred, again the tectonic plates will try to adjust themselves and try to move at their particular place. Because of that, once the earthquake phenomena has occurred, then for sure again the earthquake phenomena will occur. Now as you can see in the second figure, the one spot is given, okay, that means where two rough regions they are colliding with each other, that part will be termed as epicenter. Now epicenter, when we are defining, so we can say that the part of the place or the part of the earth where the earthquake tremors are felt at a higher magnitude, okay, that means the tremors were the highest, that place will be termed as the epicenter. Now after this earthquake is occurring, how we can come to know that which are the places in which these earthquake can occur the most? Okay, so these earthquake they can occur generally in the seismic zones. Now what are seismic zones? We all know that the earthquake occurs generally in some part of the earth, okay, and these places, the zones where the earth crust is weak and they are more prone to earthquake, they will be termed as seismic zones or fault zones. Now most of the earthquake occur in well defined seismic zones, okay, and they will be termed as earthquake belts. Now as you will see in the image that I have given of your of our Indian map, as you will see in the image, I have provided the different zones, that means they have differentiated the Indian map also in different zones, like zone 2, 3, 4 and 5, okay. Now wherever it is zone number 5, that means at that places the chances of earthquakes are the highest, okay, and they are termed as our prone zones or seismic zones. Then in zone 5 it is high, then it goes on decreasing, okay. So this is how we can easily say that, or easily come to know that which are the seismic zones. Now we learned that what is seismic zone, but how we can come to know whether the earthquake is occurring and which one are the seismic zones? So in order to know the earthquake and what tremors are producing at what extent, for that the device is used that is known as seismograph, okay. So seismograph, it is the device which is used to measure, or what we can say, it is used to measure or record the amount or magnitude of the seismic waves, that means whatever waves are produced by this earthquake, okay. So this device is known as seismograph. Now seismograph is a device which will help us to know the magnitude of the earthquake. Now how it is helping us to know the magnitude of the earthquake? As you can see in the figure, okay, see there is a ball attached to the spring, and that is again the spring, the rod which is attached to the spring, it is connected to the bolts, and which is then immersed or densely placed inside the ground. Now whenever what is happening, the earthquake will occur. That means whenever the plates will move, the rod above the spring, or the rod which is holding the spring, that will also move. Now as it is moving, it will also make the weight and the pen, that is the ball and the pen which is attached to the spring, it will also start moving. Okay, now as the pen will move, the paper drum that is kept along with the pen, that is kept attached along with the pen. Okay, so as the ball will move, what will happen, it will start drawing a image or a sketch, we can say, like of ECG on that paper. Okay, and this will help us to know that what is the magnitude of the earthquake and how much tremor or how much intense the earthquake was. So this is how the seismograph works, and it helps us to know that how much earthquake has been occurred and what is the magnitude of the earthquake. Now this seismograph, it is giving us measurement in Richter scale. Now what is Richter scale and how it is helping us to know the magnitude of the earthquake? The intensity, whatever intensity of or magnitude the earthquake, it is measured on Richter scale. Okay, now this Richter scale, it is nothing but a series of number from 1 to 12, and this series of number, they are generally used to express the intensity of the earthquake. Now whenever the earthquake comes, okay, the Richter scale, that means we will get a graph that is known as seismograph record. Now this seismograph record, it is having the series of numbers from 1 to 12. As it is moving from number 1 to 12, that means we are, suppose the graph is highest peak at 2 number. So that means we can say that the magnitude of the earthquake was of Richter scale 2. But Richter scale 2, it is not again a smaller unit. As Richter scale is not a linear unit, we can say that magnitude of 2, that means 10 times the earthquake, the tremor or the intensity of the earthquake was 10 times than of the Richter scale 1. Okay, same as it goes on increasing. If the magnitude on Richter scale is of 3, that means we can say it is 100 times of magnitude Richter scale 1. Then if it goes on 4, that means 1000 times. So it goes on increasing like that. Okay, so this is how Richter scale helps us to measure the intensity of the earthquake. Now how we can come to know that what intensity or what Richter scale is the lowest. So the intensity of 1.5, it is the smallest earthquake recorded till now. It does not causes major damage, but it can be felt by us. Then the Richter scale, the intensity, that is of 4.5, it causes somewhat damage, but it is again that of not so much higher intensity. But when the earthquake, it is of Richter scale 7 or more than 7, it can bring a lot of destruction of life and property. Okay, like the one I described about the Bhuj and Kashmir, those were of a higher Richter scale than of 7. That means the earth will move very violently, that causes a damage or falling off our buildings also, and it causes a great loss of life and property. Okay, now because of that, this Richter scale higher magnitude, some other natural phenomena can also be occurred, like that of flood and tsunami. Now how we can protect ourselves from these earthquakes? If any time the earthquake occur, how we can prevent ourselves? So if we are at our home, what we should do in order to prevent ourselves from earthquake? Firstly, we should take shelter under a table. Okay, we should go and hide under the table. So in order, if any of the if any of the damage of property is occurring, that means if the ceiling is falling down or anything is occurring, so we can be protected from that. Then if you are in bed, then do not get up and protect your head with a pillow. That means if the person is lying on the bed, they should not try to get up, and instead they should try to protect their head with the pillow, which can protect them from the another damage. We should stay away from tall and heavy objects. Now whenever the earthquake is occurring, there are chances that these tall and heavy objects may fall on the person and may lead to death of the person. Now if the person is outdoor, then what all precautions should be taken or can be taken. First one, we should find an open area away from building, trees and power lines. Now whenever earthquake occurs and if you are in outdoors, then you should go and stay in open place, because if we are in a conjugated places, then what happens at that place, the buildings or the trees or the power lines may fall down on you, and it can lead to the death of the person. Next, if we are in a car or a bus, then we should ask the driver to slow down and don't get out until the tremors stop. Now if we are moving, okay, in any car or bus, then we should slow down our speed and we should not get out of it until the tremors or they get stopped or they get nullified. Okay, so students, till this was all about our last natural phenomena, earthquake, how it occurs and how we can prevent ourselves from the earthquake. I hope that this session was again fruitful to you and helpful to you. Take care and be safe.